Hey guys, happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk about an interesting topic that is difficult for a lot of people, but for some people it's easier and it takes time to get used to it and, build up on it. And that topic is why you should appreciate criticism and hate. Um, there is kind of like two forms of it. There's like constructive criticism where it's building you up, and that's always good, especially in the design world and just in life in general. It's good when someone cares about you and they're trying to build you up as a person, make you smarter, make you better, right? And then there's also hate, and that's like on the stronger side. That's just people criticizing for no reason, hating you for no reason. And hate is like jealousy is like a root of hate, right? Because a lot of people, when they spout out hate and criticism for no reason, what they're really doing is they're revealing themselves inside. They want what you have, but they're too lazy, or they just don't want to go out and get it, right? People want to criticize other people because they don't have what they have, right? They covet what they have. And there are three big things I want to talk about: the motivation with it, engaging with people that are hating on you, and how it's a war strategy. So the first thing is motivation. And haters are motivators. There's that corny quote, but it's really true. And there's two types of motivation. There's positive and negative motivation. And you've probably had a lot of positive motivation in your life. That's people encouraging you, giving you compliments, pointing you in the right direction, helping you out, right? And that's really helpful and really good to have. But you do and you can get a lot of motivation from the negative side. And people that are haters or are really negative people, really critical people, when they spout out that crap towards you, it builds up a fire inside of you that helps you move forward with that and helps you become motivated to accomplish whatever you want to do. So, for instance, negative motivation can be like offhand comments, criticism. Like a big one could be like your parents, and that's like the classic disappointed, like we're disappointed in you. And I've had a lot of this. Well, I mean, not like a lot. I'm not like some martyr for having haters and stuff. This is for like this happens for everyone in life. But I can remember, so I've been like basically self-employed since I was like 15, 16. I've just been working and figuring out life. I've never been like, I briefly had a job where I was employed somewhere, but I just hated it and never went through with it. But I remember there was people and they'd be like, "Oh, why don't you just get a real job?" And like they would they would say comments like this. They'd be like, "Oh, you went to school for all of this and you're doing this." And like I like remember exactly what people said, and like all those comments, like they build up over time. And whenever I feel discouraged or like I'm trying to like get ahead and do stuff, like that stuff fuels me. I like it. I'm glad that those people would say those things, because without that I wouldn't have that fuel and motivation to keep moving forward, right? That negative motivation. Even like my parents, they have that Soviet mindset where they think like life is one way, one direction. It has to be this way. You have to like labor and toil one way. They would just be like, "Oh, don't take on too much risk. Don't do big things in your life. Don't do this and that," right? And they would be very questionable. Like they would question my motives a lot. So I'll even write that down. Questions. And these questions are not like helping you to accomplish the goal. They're more like they're more like negative things. They're like, oh, are you really sure about that? You know, stuff like that. And parents always do that kind of stuff, whether it's good or bad. But that's often a negative thing, I think. But in general, you need to take the negativity that's thrown at you and you need to make it into motivation. Don't get angry and boil that up and just charge at people with it. You know, be nice to them and take it. I mean, you can like for instance, if someone's been like throwing all these questions at you can discuss that with them. But at the end of the day, like, you know what you need to do, and people don't always see your vision, right? Like, I have a vision and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel if stuff works out, right? You can't plan for everything in life. Like, for instance, we have the virus right now. No one planned for that, right? But if you're disciplined and focused, like the video I made before, and stuff generally happens in sequences and order, you will accomplish that goal and get somewhere, right? So you can see that. But other people that aren't in your shoes, they don't see that. That's why they give you all this crap. So don't get too hurt by it and don't get too bogged down by it. So use the negative motivation to fuel yourself. And then we have engagement. So what I mean by this is responding to it. So responding to haters, like, here's the big thing. If you're not getting any hate, that means you're not doing anything. That's important. That's probably the most important thing in this video, is that if you're not getting any hate, that means you're not doing anything. Look at any great person that's done something. There's a lot of people that are against them, right? And that's not because they're doing anything wrong. Like, for instance, look, Jesus, right? Jesus was like one of the most peaceful people that ever lived, and people put him to death, right, for starting Christianity and all that. There's Martin Luther King Jr., right? He led the civil rights movement, and probably half the nation hated him, right? And he got killed. So, I mean, even, this is funny, even Kanye, whatever opinions you have about him, he overcame obstacles and barriers in his life, and he's a billionaire now, right? And he made one of the most successful clothing lines, like Yeezy and the shoes. And that's really admirable. Like, what have you done in your life? You know what I mean? People are like, just all day, whatever he does, they're hating, whether it's right or wrong. But at the end of the day, look at your life and be like, okay, what have you done? Nothing. And even me, like, that, just what I've done is just nothing compared to what he's done. So if you have no hate, you are not doing anything, or you're not doing enough. The more you stir the pot in the world, the more people are going to notice, right? So, for instance, I've been running like just a ton of ads right now because they are discounted around due to the virus. There's less people advertising, so, you know, I want to be that shark in the ocean, you know, just getting out, getting through all the noise, right? There's less noise right now, so my page has been growing a lot. But as I've been advertising a lot, there's been a lot of people that just write garbage all over the internet, you know? And it's mostly like, I would say it's like 90% of people are positive to what I'm doing, right? And it's probably like 10% are negative. And these people, you know, that's what I mean, that, like I said, those people are just like insecure of themselves, they're jealous, and they want to just stir up controversy. But the funny thing is that whenever people comment and do stuff, like, there's even people that have shared like what I've posted, I'm like, but they write negative stuff about it. I'm like, that's so awesome. Thanks for sharing for your hundreds of followers, my page, because you're just giving me more engagement. And there's probably people that are your friends that are actually come to my page and like, oh, that's pretty cool, actually, I like this brand. So I think that's just super hilarious how, and that's also like a negative motivation, right? They're actually helping me grow and helping with engagement, and Instagram, that's how the algorithm works and all that stuff. Um, and also, so here's the thing with engagement. You have to pick and choose your battles. Like, some people you should just ignore and not give them the time of the day, and that's most comments. Like, maybe like 60 to 80% of people just ignore them. They want, there's a certain segment of population where they love drama, controversy, they love fighting with people, and it's just such a nasty quality. Even when I was younger, I kind of had some of that in me. I would just post just garbage on Facebook. Like, I'm just being honest with you. I had that problem when I was younger. I just want to argue with people about stuff. More like like arguments with intelligence. Like, I thought I knew more than other people, right? Um, and past year, I've just not been doing that crap. It's so stupid, and I realized that, like, wow, that is such a nasty quality to have in life. It's just like, you're not doing anything good in life. You're just trying to drag other people down, and like, it just reveals what's inside of you, right? And I'm just having a moment of transparency, right? I know that those people, like, they are fueled by that. They want that. So you gotta ignore those people. Then there's those people that, like, the question people, where they like have a negative question and you can respond to them, right? It's funny, like, so one of my this is hilarious. One of my best selling shirts, that Igor Guzenko shirt, it looks, it honestly, it looks kind of sketchy. It does look like it's a guy wearing a Klan hood and stuff like that. And the reason why I think that shirt is like a bestseller is because it's it's a conversation starter, and it looks so weird. It has like a foreign word on it, which is my brand name, Rubashka, and it has a guy in it wearing a suit with the mask, and people are just like, what the heck is that? Like, people don't know what that is. A lot of people, obviously, and I don't blame them, they're like, oh, I thought that was the KKK, blah blah blah. But when you have further investigation into it, you realize that it's a whole backstory, right? Igor Guzenko and how he wore the hood and all that stuff. The shirt looks cool and everything, but some people just don't understand that, and they're just, honestly, it's like, they kind of are ignorant too. They know, okay, listen, why would Instagram allow me to post that or advertise that? And why would I, as a person, as a brand, post something that actually was like racist, or like it actually was a Klan shirt or something like that? That's, why would someone think that would be allowed in today's day and age, or that anyone would even do that? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's like enormous brand damage, right? Like, all races are equal. Everyone, like, I'm not racist against anyone, or like, I'm not even into that. All that is just garbage and junk, right? And people, like, they can't rub two brain cells together and figure out, oh, you know what, maybe there's more to this shirt design than what I'm thinking, right? And I think that's hilarious. And that's why I'm always going to push history and like have history kind of uncensored too, because people are very ignorant about things, and they don't know history. They don't want to actually think about stuff. They just want to just be impulsive and just comment garbage, right? And that's why I kind of really like doing the brand, because it's important to learn history and learn stuff like that, right? So, like, some people, I would have to engage with them and be like, hey, this is not what you think it is. Here's a backstory, here's a video. And then a lot of people be like, oh, this is actually really cool, and then they end up buying the shirt and stuff, which, which goes on to my next point. It's like a war strategy, right? When I have people that are being critical and stuff, I try my best to first befriend them and get them on the side, right? I want more people to join the brand. I want more people to come here. I want the community to grow. I want people to become educated and enjoy the brand and stuff I post. And what I mean by a war strategy is like, you do want to have your enemies and haters become your friends if it's possible, right? You reach out the arm, and if they don't want to grab it, then just let them go, right? for an example, after World War II happened, Japan was completely destroyed, and the United States went in there and they helped restructure Japan. Japan was backwards at the time, like before World War II, and with the United States help and funding, and since Japan was just so crumbled up, they had a moment where they're like, hey, you know what? Things were not right back then. We got to fix our society and culture. Now Japan is one of America's greatest allies, and they are extremely intelligent people. They have a really thriving community and society. They're extremely advanced. Like, they're more advanced than most countries. They have like robotics, crazy, like really nice cars, all this science and technology, right? And you know, that's what America did. They're like, hey, they were one of our greatest enemies, but now let's befriend them. Let's help them out. You know, this was a horrible tragedy. We dropped the atomic bomb on them. Let's get the world back in order, right? And that's what you should do when you have people that are against you. Don't try to be nasty and fight them back. They're throwing fire at you. Don't throw fire at them back, right? Don't fuel that, and don't engage with that crap. Because you're better than that, right? And ultimately, like, a lot of haters and people like that, they're operating from impulsivity, insecurity, and they know that too inside, right? So you don't want to get those qualities back onto yourself, right? You got to be above that. You're more mature than that, right? So in general, the biggest point from this is that if you have no hate, you're not doing anything, or you're not doing enough. So you want to stir the pot in a good way. You want to have everyone see you and see what you're doing, right? And that's going to attract like 90% positivity, right? If you're a genuine person and you're genuinely trying to do something, build a brand, build a business, do something great, most people are good-willed people, and they will be receptive to that in a positive way. But like I said, maybe around like 1, 5, 10% of people are not going to be, like, in general. They're just going to be those negative people, and you got to choose whether or not you engage with them. And also just use that as motivation for you. Use that for motivation to make your brand better, make yourself better, help people out, right? And try to befriend those people, right? That's your war strategy. So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you got some value out of it. I'm going to be making more videos. I think the next video I'm going to make is about print on demand versus housing inventory and all that stuff. If I know, like, I need to make more of those technical videos for you guys that are more upfront. But you probably have already had some haters and stuff, and the bigger you get, the more you're going to get. And I want you guys to know that that's a good thing. Don't think of it as a bad thing, and don't let it get you down, because that's the ultimate tragedy out of this. There's been moments where I've been letting it get me down, but the more you get, the stronger you have to get, right? The hate and the criticism, you know, that's not based on anything. It makes you a better person. It makes you stronger. It makes you mentally tougher. And, you know, life is pain, right? You got to get through all this crap. There's not going to be a rainbow without the rain, right? You're going to have a lot of people coming at you with all this crap. You might have lawsuits. Like, you're just going to have so much crap as you get bigger as a business and as you grow as a person. And you got to learn how to deal with that. You can't cry. You can't shut down. Like, that's like haters, that's like their goal. They want you to shut down. They want you to cry. They want you to respond negatively. But you have to respond to them in love and just not let it get you down, you know? So I hope you guys got value out of this video. Just leave me comments below, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys.